time to look back at my favorite beauty products from the month of January. It is already February, but I'm running a little bit behind. My baby is due next week, so I've been kind of frantically trying to wrap everything up, but I did not forget to film a beauty favorites video for January. Okay, so I hope I don't come off super frantic, but I just tried to film this and my battery was dead on my camera, so I'm gonna move a little bit quickly, and the air just came on in my house, well, the heat. And so it may sound like I'm in a wind tunnel, but I am, what, 9-10 months pregnant, however that works. Because it's like, I'm not a total idiot. It's like you're pregnant for 40 weeks. So it seems like 10 months. Anyway, and I have to go to my doctor's appointment. So I'm going to fly through my January favorites, my January beauty favorites, and really hope this video doesn't come off too crazy. So let's get into it. I think I've reached that point in pregnancy too, where my nasal cavity has like swollen up. I don't know if you've ever heard of that happening, but I've basically sounded like I've had a cold for the past like 2 or 3 weeks. I did have a cold, and I just constantly sound like I have a cold. So I'm really excited to have the baby next week so I can breathe through my nose again. I think that would be a perk. So nail polish favorites for the month. I picked up the Seishvit, I don't know if I'm saying that right, their Dry Fast top coat and then their UV activated top coat. I bought these because I've just been struggling with nail polish, all kinds, like even Vinylux, which is my go-to favorite long-lasting nail polish, is chipping on me. Now, I know my hands and nails are exceptionally dry, and in fact, I read an old wives' tale that if you're having a boy, your hands might be extra dry, so I'm wondering if I'm having a boy because my hands are super dry. Anyway, so a lot of you have recommended this to me, and my mom is a big fan of this, the regular top coat, not the UV one. The UV one I think is somewhat new. So I used the UV top coat. I've used the plain top coat just for another thing, a little nail tutorial thing that I have coming up. But this is great. I have a UV light because I bought it at the beauty store, and that was when I was doing home gel nails on myself. Anyway, I really like it. It's good. It dries quickly. It's a nice thick top coat, so if you like that, you'll get that with the Seishvit. And I've gotten a couple extra days out of my nails with it, so those were favorites for the month for sure. A nail polish color favorite is OPI's Care to Dance? Dance? I don't know. It's Care to Dance with question mark, but it's D-A-N-S-E. And if I was a really good, I don't know, what am I trying to say? If I was more professional, I would have looked up how to pronounce that word, but yeah, I'm trying to get this video done, so Care to Dance? I don't know. Anyway, it's a nice sheer color. I'm wearing it on my nails right now, which may not be in focus, but it is very similar to OPI's Bubble Bath, but less pink, more ivory. Great actually for a wedding day nail color if you're getting married, because it's really pretty and sophisticated. And then last thing for nails is the Julep Essential Cuticle Oil. I just leave this sitting on my desk, and anytime I'm typing or working, or I know I can give my cuticles a minute to just sit, I will just rub this, it's in a roller ball, and just rub this over all my cuticles and then rub it in really slightly with my fingers. And it is, my nails look like they're freshly manicured, whether they have polish or not, just because it looks so healthy and moisturized. So it's not greasy, and it does soak in really nice. So the only other oil I've used for cuticles is solar oil that I've just had for years and years and years, but I love that this is on a roller ball. So good for winter, even though we're in February and getting into the warmer months. Many of you live in climates where it's going to be cold for a bit longer. This would be worth looking into if you've got super dry cuticles. I tried a new shampoo, Aquage Volumizing Shampoo. I hate that the Aquage product line is hard for many of you to get your hands on. Because if you've been around my blog for any significant amount of time, you would know that Aquage Uplifting Foam is my root lifter of choice. Nothing compares to Aquage Uplifting Foam. So I've tried their volumizing shampoo in the past. It didn't blow me away, and I think just because I've softened up with my hair over the years, I thought, let me give that a shot again. So you can see I just bought the little travel size. I really like it. So I'm using this shampoo with Pureology's Hydrate Conditioner. That is my conditioner that I always use. For a little bit I was using Sebastian Drench, but I think I've just gotten used to how Pureology Hydrate feels on my hair, and my hair's dry. So I love the feeling of a rich conditioner. It can sometimes weigh my hair down, but I'm willing to sacrifice that for the sake of having soft, healthy feeling hair. Anyway, great volumizing shampoo. I should use the conditioner to see how that works as well, but I've just used the shampoo so far and really like it. I will be buying full size of this next time I go to the beauty store. And yeah, I think the easiest way for me to tell you to find Aquage products, because you should, is just go to aquage.com and find a salon near you that sells it. There's nowhere to buy it online. Potentially you can get it on Amazon, but anyway, if there's a salon by you that carries the line, do make sure you call and see what products they carry, because just because they carry the line doesn't mean they carry every single part of the line. So, little tip for you there. I picked up a new crease color. I typically go for, I'm wearing it today, a darker, richer brown in my crease, and I start with a lighter matte neutral shade all over my lid. I got Urban Decay's Secret Service. It's in this nice brown shade. It's pretty similar to Bobbi Brown's Hot Stone. That's what I've been using up until this point, but I grabbed this because it was just slightly darker, and I found with Bobbi Brown's Hot Stone I had to layer a lot of it in there to get nice depth. With this, because it's darker, I have to go quite a bit lighter as I'm applying it, and I typically take like a big fluffy brush and just, oh, this baby. I'm kind of sitting forward, so I think I'm crunching him or her, and they're kicking the junk out of me. Anyway, I take a big fluffy brush and soften everything out after I've applied my base shadow and then the crease color, and it blends it really nicely. But the Urban Decay eyeshadows are so dang easy to wear. They're easy to apply. They're pigmented. Some of them, like you just barely have to touch the eyeshadow and you're like, okay, I got a ton on there. Which I like that in eyeshadow, because I don't feel like I'm wasting a bunch of product and then it's getting all over my face. And the brush of choice I've been using with Secret Service is the Sonia Kashuk Tools number 8. It's a nice rounded dome eyeshadow brush, and it's good for getting in your crease. Because it's not too pointy, it'll give you a nice round, soft effect. I found a dupe to the Arbonne highlighter that I used in my Warm Winter Glow makeup tutorial. If you missed that tutorial, I will try and link it right here. But I used a highlighter that came in a palette that has since been discontinued, and had I have known that, I would have tried to get the tutorial up a lot quicker, so I'm sorry if that was frustrating. But Essie Button, vlogger that I watch from time to time, always talks about the Mary Luminizer highlighter from the Balm. And I don't know if I've ever seen the Balm, or I don't often find the Balm products in the stores I'm shopping in. I can look online, but I like to look and handle the products before I buy them, which is why I love Sephora, because you can look at all the testers. Anyway, so I was in Belk, which is a southern department store if you don't live in the South, and they started carrying the Balm products, and I was like, oh, this is fun. So I went and explored all of those, and I picked up the Cindy Luminizer. So this is not the one that Essie Button uses, but it's a little bit warmer. It's a beautiful, beautiful blush shade if you want to wear blush without looking like you're wearing any blush. And it's a highlighter, so you're going to get a little bit of shimmer, not glitter. We've established that I hate glitter on my last, a couple months ago I picked up a Revlon blush, and it was like, glitter, glitter. It was terrible. So this is going to give you a highlight and a bit of shimmer and kick wherever you put it on your face, but it also has this beautiful peachy pink undertone, so it'll give you a little bit of color as well. My favorite way to wear this is to put it on my cheeks first, and then do like a super light dusting of whatever's left on my brush after applying it to my cheeks on the rest of my face, and then hitting the apples of my cheek with a little bit more of a pink color, so that way I'm getting enough blush that I feel like I need right now, just because it's the dead of winter. But I'm getting the nice iridescence and shimmer from this highlighter. So big fan of this. And if you watched that Arbonne tutorial and were looking for a dupe for the highlighter, this would be the closest thing I've ever seen to it. I picked up a new bronzer as well. It is by Physicians Formula, which is a line that you can find at anywhere from grocery stores to Ulta to Target. Where did I buy this? At Ulta. And this is a line that's been around since I first started liking makeup when I was a teenager. I don't even know when I started, but I've tried a handful of their products. I've never been super dedicated to the line, but I picked up this bronzer because it's nice and light. And it's got a bunch of different tones in there, so I thought this will be really pretty and wear really nicely for someone that's pale like myself and not be too orange. That's what happens with a lot of bronzers, I find, is they're too orange and too dark. So this is probably the most subtle bronzer I've ever worn, which I like because I'm not trying to look like I just came back from Tahiti, but it wears really nicely and goes on really nice as well. The powder is really soft. It's not dry or chalky. So it's one of those products that when you swirl your brush in it, it's not like, you know, there's powder everywhere. That can happen sometimes with dry or chalkier products. So this one's a little bit richer, which is nice. The lighter side has a little bit of shimmer in it, but not enough that it actually translates onto your skin, which I like as well. So you can kind of decide how much bronzer you want based on if you want to focus on this side of the palette or focus on that side of the palette, and I like that. So this has been a great bronzer. The color is warm beige / light bronzer, and it's the Magic Mosaic bronzer by Physicians Formula. So I did a blog post recently titled When Makeup and Skincare Unite because I finally found a BB cream that's awesome. They've been around forever and I just had yet to find one that I was like, love it. I had some that I'm like, alright, you know, I guess this is just BB cream. It's going to make me oily. This is so good. It is the Estee Lauder Double Wear All Day Glow BB Moisture Makeup. It has SPF 30 in it as well. It smells like SPF. Almost all BB creams I've tried smell like SPF. I actually really don't like that smell, but this one is somewhat mild. This I bought because I have used the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light Foundation, which is a full coverage foundation. And when I saw this, I thought double wear, okay, used that line before, liked it. It's a BB cream, so it's going to be even lighter than the foundation, but probably still effective for covering any blemishes or unevenness to your skin. Unevenness? Is that a word? Unevenness? Let's go with it. And it's fantastic. It will not leave you shiny like some BB creams can do. And the formula is really nice and smooth. It's great. It is my go-to, like if I need a little bit of makeup and I'm not doing like a full face situation. This has been my favorite. I use Intensity 1. Gosh, I can't remember if there's a 0.5. I think Laura Mercier is the one that does the 0.5s, but I think this might be the lightest tone, in fact. Anyway, super great. Would highly recommend if you're looking for a BB cream or if you haven't found one, like I haven't, that is effective and doesn't leave you super shiny or oily. So a product I really wanted to love was the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Why do I always grab the French, I always aim the French side at me. Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles Treatment Concealer. That's in English. Anyway, it comes in this weird tube, and you have to apply it using this brush, which I hate. It twists up. It's super loud. I don't know. This is like the product that I see around all the beauty vlogs and blogs that I watch and read, that people are like, the best drugstore concealer, and I love trying concealers. And I don't know. It didn't live up to the hype. I had high expectations, and I don't like the applicator method. And I even tried just like squeezing way too much out, putting it on my hand and applying it with my finger, because that's how I typically do under eye concealer. And it just didn't cover a lot for me. I don't know. I would put myself on the goes for super high coverage in the concealer realm. And I thought that this was going to do that, and it didn't. So if you don't have dark circles or don't mind a more natural, sheer-ish finish, try it. I don't remember how much it costs, but it came from the drugstore, so it's relatively inexpensive. And a lot of people really like it. Maybe I'm the only one. It just didn't live up to the hype. Alright, I just fished 2 products out of a bag of returns I'm taking back today, because I thought I would include these at the end as disappointments. I got Bobbi Brown's Longwear Cream Shadow in Cement. It's a nice neutral shade. It's really, really similar to MAC's Painterly. If I didn't own MAC's Painterly, I would keep this. The reason I'm returning it is because it's basically the same thing. It's a little bit more neutral, less warm than MAC's Painterly. So I liked it. It's also a narrow pod, and so I like to do cream eyeshadow with my finger just because it's easy. And I knew before too long, like, I'd have to stick a brush in there, and I was like, you know what, Bobbi? I'm not into that. So I like the color. It's beautiful. It wore really nicely. I wore it because I thought I was going to keep it, and then I since realized, oh, no. It's too similar to Painterly, and it's not worth having in my cream eyeshadow collection. I also finally tried Bobbi Brown's, what is this officially called? Creamy Concealer. Now, I use Bobbi Brown's Corrector. The Corrector is a product that comes in like half this size in a circle, and it's formulated not to necessarily conceal and provide a lot of coverage, but to correct any issues that you have. So for me, my issue is dark, like purple under eye bags and or under eye circles, and so the Corrector is a little bit more peach-based, orange, which is opposite of purple on the color wheel, and that is supposed to correct the darkness, and then you're supposed to use concealer on top of it. So given my deep love for the Bobbi Brown Corrector, I don't know why I had never tried the concealer, so I picked it up. I really thought I was going to like this. I really, really did. And so I used the concealer, and then I set it with the powder. This is just a sheer translucent setting powder. It creased like crazy, and I tried using less, and that didn't help. It didn't cover as well as the Makeup Forever full coverage concealer that I use. Maybe it's not supposed to. This is the porcelain shade, by the way. But I was disappointed in it. I really, really had high hopes and thought, I'm going to definitely like this, and then I'll have all the Bobbi Brown products that she recommends for under eye concealing, and they'll all work together beautifully. It didn't. So both of these are going back. I always try and do really good research too before I buy something, but and nothing's like innately wrong with these. They just weren't good enough for me to keep. So a few disappointments at the end of the favorites video. Okay, I have to go to my appointment. So those are my favorites for the month of January. I hope it was interesting to watch and maybe gave you some ideas of things to try. Like I said at the beginning, my baby is coming next week. I don't know when I'm going to be able to film another video, so this might be your last beauty favorites for a while. You can watch all my old ones if you need some entertainment. They're all on my YouTube channel. I have them under a little tab if you scroll down on my channel. But I do hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.